Welcome everyone to another open source night here. The best system stability test is still compiling all of T2 open source Linux distribution from scratch as yesterday. Since the internal compiler was actually not GCC snapshot, but my system not being stable enough, my undervolted and overclocked and PBO'd and stuff Ryzen 750X. And what normal people would of course do, take the overclocked and stuff, but yeah, nothing like being in the heart of Berlin and testing the latest overclocking tools of my neighbor Der Bauer here. See in the snapshot, testing better temperatures, better overclock, better undervolt. For the only substitute for performance is more performance. Epic thread ripping faster to build errors live here on this channel. Dedicated video, share, like, subscribe on the Moment channel maybe tomorrow. For tonight, let's with high performance take a closer look at, also I should show something more useful. Take a closer look at the latest build error, because the only constant is change and regressions. And just need to delete the previous video without video. Delete forever. Yes, please. Also, the inventors of Pulse Audio deserve a Lemon Award for constantly not working. Where is my constantly not working audio? That's probably maybe marginally better. So this time with audio, amazing. So the thing is, also how long does it have? 6 minutes, 6 minutes 36, amazing stuff. We could, so yeah, let's, also we can save some bandwidth. Also drop frames, audio, drop frames, CPU load 0%, 0 drop frames, amazing. Yeah, so let's not waste CPU cycles. We need to release a Linux distribution. And also, yeah, I have now usually around, I use 5.5. This is of course multi-core. I have now all-core one CCX over 5.3 and the other usually nearly 5.3. So like, yeah, even more all-core clock. Also previous video, SPD 5118, right? Memory temperature, nothing like 6000 mega transfers, more main channel video. So let's build while we guru meditate this. So the problem is also somehow it is late, what should I say? Compile Linux. So I did this already. And so the issue is, I said this in the previous video, my main issue that I battle for days on and off and need to finally solve. And this is already patched, so what do we get now? Unicode documentation. There's some really strange thing going on that affects me and T2, as far as I know, since LLVM 16. And so this error message is already improved by myself. That is not upstream, but I will probably send it upstream. The original error message was cannot represent a difference across sections. So the symbol name. So we can guru meditate that. So the symbol name somehow is not yet amazing, because I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, because it should not be. I would think that this should be the symbol name. Nah. Cheers. And so I cannot represent a difference across sections. And the crazy stuff is, once or twice, some days ago, it did build for me. And I thought that was when I changed Rust optimization options between size and speed. And I thought, hey, that is differently optimized away. But then I couldn't reproduce it, right? So maybe that is some random, based on embarrassingly parallel compilation section order, so that sometimes, rarely it would link, like if due to how make calls and processes finish terminate and stuff, how the multiple object files are ordered or other such random LTO, but not ordering. I tried already without LTO, like I wasted easily 8 hours, I mean not 8 hours working, I was answering emails and doing other stuff, but like 8 compile hours of Ryzen 7950X compiling different variations of this stuff. It was just great to rebuild T2 when you need to reapply thermal paste, less risk pin. What? Great to rebuild T2 when you need to reapply as the CPU will let loose battery, rebuild T2 when you need to. Can't follow. Anyway, yeah, so what do we have here? 5.3-ish. Yes, like, yeah, I'm not making this amazing. It's even higher. Probably next I probably need to lap some half a mil or so millimeter off the head spray or something. That is for another video. So LVM. Let's extract that again. Download mirror LLVM 16.1. By the way, we could theoretically do they have another, because the .1, like nowadays, yeah, don't bother with the .0 release because only constant is change and regressions and bugs and stuff. So the ELF writer was somewhere in, was it MC or stuff? ELF writer something in libMMC, of course. And not to trigger people. Should we trigger people? Should we use syntax highlighting or not? People in the comments, how can you program without syntax highlighting? It's like, yeah, I like my brain processes the syntax, not the highlight, but here you have it. So cannot do, oh wait, maybe you probably want to patch that. So let's patch what did I call that ELF section? Patching that file. Do we have a .org also that way? Okay, so not, whatever. So fix up, there is somehow fix up section, and the other thing, 483, is it an amazing time? So also, no surprise there, GCC, so I'm compiling with, like, if you're saying, like, dude, that is, like, you tell me overclocked and stuff, like, that is so slow. It's like, yeah, we're compiling with an unreleased GCC 13 stuff. Yesterday's video, and so that is again slower. So I think previously, where was I previously? Yeah, I was approaching 4 seconds. That is my slower system. So I believe, as far as I remember, on my not workstation with tons of other stuff and so on. On a clean sandbox build, I think I'm around. I was around 4 seconds. So GCC, upcoming GCC 13 also, like probably 38 seconds slower. That is for 60 plus 38 of, I mean, it's probably 38 divided by 4, so it should be actually 10%. Another, like as usual, 10%, like each major release of only 7%. I mean, 7. What do I even? Wait, what do I even? 560 plus. What do I even calculate here? Oh, this is also wrong. Yeah, 15. Did I estimate 10? Whatever. So yeah, Paul, like here. Are Intel and AMD making GCC and LVM claim slower that people buy their latest silicon? Anyway, fix up. So cannot represent. So I changed that. So the thing is, we would need to look multiple things up. So initially this was only the error message. So this twine stuff I added because I copied that from here. I thought that doing some, so, I mean, I would think, I mean, symbol, I mean, this is so strange. I mean, we could dissect the ELF files. The only thing is, these are some bloody Rust ELF files, so Rust need to extract all of those and stuff and grab them. I copied this twine. I should probably look up what exactly that is doing. Twine. Oh, there is some ADT twine. That is include LVM and twine. Twine is a lightweight data structure for efficient representation of the concatenation of temporary values as strings. Kind of rope representing a concatenated string using a binary tree where the string is in the pre-order of the nodes, since the twine can be efficiently rendered into buffer. When its result is used, it avoids the cost of generating temporary values for intermediate string results, particularly in the case when the twine result is never required by explicitly tracking the type of leaf nodes. We can also avoid the temporary twine. Okay, so that is efficiency considerations, design yield, efficiency, small code, account situation, like yada yada yada. Okay, good. Then that is that. Another mystery solved. We are one special C++ stuff faster. So that is working on. Should this, by the way, not be capitalized? Where was my logs to Firefox? So arrow symbol cannot be, so I would think this should work, and the bloody symbol name is empty. I mean, we should, so the thing is, if we want to debug this, first of all, so I improved this diagnostic, right? Recurring theme, I said this a year ago and I will say it again, and I will sound like a broken record, but I really hate unuseful diagnostics, right? And just printing out, so I patched this, right? Originally there was simply, it was like Z away and Z, and only like cannot represent a difference across sections. So I added that and I added that, and I will send it upstream because I really hate when any program, whether it's a domain-specific, engineer-specific thing like a compiler or Excel or OpenOffice or whatever, it tells you like error or something, and it's like, yeah, what the freaking something, right? How should I debug and understand what's going on if I don't even know which bloody symbol name, like or error 128, right? Amazing Microsoft error messages. Anyway, so this creates a twine object here for concatenating all the stuff, because we have obviously C++, so symbol. I guess that should be empty, which is a little bit strange to me. And so across sections, so this section is, because it's checking a section B, not equal fix up section. The other thing is, so I obviously need to better understand what's going on here. Recurring theme, right? Debugging in the heart of compiler infrastructure, and I need to understand what it is trying to fix up there. So I probably could check what comments we have. Also, this doesn't scroll because continue second. So thermal paste would be solid, cooler. Okay. Thanks for the tip. Only constant is broken LVM. Yeah, it's not only broken LVM, it's like also Rust, right, or Linux kernel. Run high stress load before replying thermal paste. That is a good tip. I welcome everyone. I invite everyone to use T2 for that. Patches welcome. So we are here in LVM, Elf Object Writer, record relocation, and it has here, so it has an MC assembler, an MC layout, MC fragment, MC fix up. Okay, there is a fix up. Is that the fix up section? Where was the, so fix up section, I probably should use UI tools and maybe AI assisted stuff. So we have here MC section elf, cast MC from Okay, this is fragment parent. The thing is, I mean, I didn't do printf debugging. It's of course in general not a very smart recommendation. I mostly improved the diagnostic here, and also to debug that with GDB, you now would have to rebuild all of LLVM with debugging symbols, right? Preferably even maybe with less optimizations, and then also with debug symbols and have the sources around, right? For a source debug to step through that. Record relocations. So what is super crazy is, I mean, I checked already a week ago that this file was not changed. Maybe even the whole file wasn't changed in a long time. I have it even still in the history. Oh wait, there was even history. Ah. History of there, and I believe the file was, okay, the file was touched, but not the section I blamed that. So it's not like the file was under heavy refactoring and stuff. And I'm a little, actually, you know what, let's maybe move that for a section. So usually I touch that, but moving is way more clever, or at least sort of more clever, because then we can still read it while we build the remaining of the system. I know of one other regression of GCC. So most other stuff so far built, including the Linux kernel, I've not test booted that yet, but memtest 86 of when we were happy some month ago, and finally after 7 or so years there was a new release. Of course, GCC 13 breaks that small thing. I noticed that already I had to build memtest 86 before with current GCC with size optimization or not, something of that sort, because otherwise it would, because it's in my opinion not perfectly written, memtest 86. It relies on the compiler always built in inlining memcopy and memset and stuff, and it previously only worked by pure chance in some optimization combinations, and now with GCC 13 this undefined behavior fails and so on. So that is together with that is only regression, build time regression I know of. So yeah, fix up sections. So we have layout, fragments. Okay, this is a fragment, MC fragment, and assembler, fragment, MC fix up, and section B, symbol B. Where's the symbol B? Fix up target. Target is C, target get constant, fix up offset layout, fragment offset from fragment, fix up get offset, get context. It's really many contexts and stuff. Okay, symbol ref expression. From target get symbol B. Target is, okay, MC value target, so that is that one. So fragment, fix up and target. And symbol B is undefined, symbol B is ref B get symbol. I mean, it does, I mean, obviously, so what LLVM thinks the issue is I should have been folded. Section B is not the fix-up section, so somehow it looks to me like somehow mangled. Could this be a concurrency issue that maybe it's somehow corrupting that with parallel writing stuff into there? because somehow section B apparently is not the fix up section, which is the fragment get parent. And I mean, the only way, some way, probably an invalid corrupted ELF file, I would guess, right? Because what I wanted today is check where these fix up sections come from, and that's coming from here, from this fragment parent. So that fragment is obviously some kind of ELF fragment, maybe some function also in this ELF object. And I wonder, I mean, I wonder what happens if we patch that out just for test. So because the other suspicious thing is that the name is empty, right? So we say a symbol B. Is that, by the way, so fix up B where is ref B target get symbol B? Why does it call this B, by the way? Or is this just for binary or something like that? Fix up offset. Fragment. Context. So ref B. Not sure what this B stands for because we don't have. So we should have only one, right? Not sure what this B standing for. It's slightly confusing, but probably makes some sense. Ewood says, save some energy here. We have previous video 2 years ago, we have dumb smart electric thermostats. The heating is off since 19 o'clock or stuff. So the office is already unheated since 19 o'clock, heated by computers. So symbol B. I mean, if you would have, so the benefit, obviously, if you have a debugger attached. So the problem is, of course, attaching a debugger to this stuff, right? Because what you would need to do is you would save the whole invocation of this screen long 100 arguments, and that is the difficulty here, right? I mean, okay, you could actually int3 or stuff, so you could patch this to int3, and just to make it easier, or assert or whatever, to get a core dump or so, because then you could poke around here with your debugger and ask the debugger, hey, what is ref B in there? And although the problem is with C++, what I also really hate, even on first-class AAA platforms like Apple's #BigBucks, macOS, even in Xcode and stuff, even with lightweight old-fashioned C++ code in Xcode, in debug build mode, debug build, that you can't debug it, right? Constantly variables optimized away and similar stuff like that, right? And so on and so forth, and inline and whatnot. So it's like, yeah, even with that. So how do I tackle that? I really wonder. The problem is that I don't even have the file name here. The question is, can we get, so this is why I added the logging here, because right now I don't even know which freaking, I mean, from the file name, we potentially could find that by grabbing the binary artifact. So, oh, don't tell me I cleaned that R in my infinite wisdom. Of course I cleaned that. Yeah, so much too. Nah. Let's move that here, that we still have it, and then the build will continue there in a second. So even grab bootloader stuff still builds. GCC 13. Ewood says they build Firefox without parallelization. Yeah, but then it is like nearly 32 times slower for me. I could try that once overnight. So Firefox builds for me in 11 minutes. And so not the whole build is embarrassingly parallel because Rust LTO takes 6 minutes. So it's probably 6 minutes by 32 at least plus 6 minutes. So was it 36? 42 minutes? Ballpark estimate. But yeah, I could do that for one test and see what that does. I mean, it usually for years worked for me, right? So usually, I mean, it works with J32. I would also expect that from AAA multi-billion dollar foundation thing. So this probably... So I wanted to review that, so not that I send something upstream and I don't understand this twine thing. I thought this would be some internationalization stuff or stuff, but yeah, of course it's just some binary tree optimization stuff. So get name, because this get name was empty, but then apparently it is, which doesn't make the most. So to me it looks to, oh wait, section, wait, I do something wrong. So, no, wait, no, symbol and section. No, this looks right. Also, so much to variable naming. I for a moment thought it's the same. Of course it isn't. So it looks right. Symbol name and section name. Just that for my build error, the symbol name is empty, and this, I mean, okay, it is. I mean, this is a text section, so far so good. I mean, maybe what is super crazy is that for other people it apparently works, so why does it not work for us? I mean, this .text makes some sense, just the rest, should it generate? Because this looks more like a symbol name, why does it look so strange? Because nothing like sending upstream a bug pull request like, hey, make diagnostics better, and you better diagnostics are buggy, right? So let's grab for that. That is I mean, let's see what we maybe get for that part. So there is some incremental style stuff. I mean, so what I thought already, because some other people, I mean, so I said I know of other people who can build Firefox allegedly with LVM 16, potentially allegedly. This should not be a cache, so Evo says old Rust compiler. This should be the latest Rust. And it happens with both Rust 137 whatever and 138.2. But what I read is that some other project, and I had this open the other live stream. Let me maybe pull that open maybe. So what is possible, some other projects, even unrelated to Firefox, have something like LTO fix and toml clean. Actually, you know what? What I really should do is try to disable the LTO actually for Rust. Because I have the suspicion I tried this also. I mean, obviously I tried this first thing a week ago or so. But I believe the Firefox LTO switch might not control the Rust LTO, so that might only be the C++ side LTO of 2023 monolithic mega projects and micros dependency overload. But so yeah, they fixed this apparently. Is it here? Remove redundant entries. So redundant entries, right? So when I grab here for that, it is actually possible that either previously it only worked by accident, like maybe generating the same code and the same code being optimized, and now it generates slightly different code with different optimizations being slightly even more optimized, and now there is the same name in two different, I mean, it looks like, I mean, we have ASCII, nothing like, nah. Oh wait, is it maybe text? What is it? Text ASCII? Ah, okay, that is, okay, no, this also, no. No, this thing we have again. Okay, not bad idea, don't try this at home. But what I saw, yeah, I probably, that would, like if this would be a workaround, then, because the problem is I spent already so many hours on this nonsense that I didn't even live stream. And I simply don't have, like, if, and that is not only what I hate with super-sized monolithic mega projects, but in general with this modern software, right? Too much complexity and stuff, and too big to fail. Because when it then fails, I mean, I usually find bugs and can debug stuff. Yeah, but even with this symbol, it is, or is it? Okay, there actually. Oh, this looks so shitty now. No, but it is, wait, so it's hard to read though. Is this a, this is fingerprint output lib message. Okay, this is a cross sections. G cross shared RCG binary matches. Okay, this we only have in lib Unicode. I wonder with how much. Did we not hit? What others did we? Or did I remove this set? Maybe I removed this. Yeah, lib style, lib Unicode. Yeah, because the best thing would be if we would have some quick workaround where I don't, because I can't, like, I already do so much and stuff, but there's also a limit of how many after work nights and lunch breaks I can debug others people mega projects. Let's move that again. Let's continue this build here. Nothing like testing more. The question is how to disable all the Rust LTO stuff for a test. I wonder if we would need to patch all would we need to patch all cargo toml files, or embed bytecode, a bitcode. So yes or on, no or off, why? For example, Rust standard library ships with embedded bitcode since users link it to both with and without LTO. Also make you wonder why. The default is yes for this option. The reason for that is how was for Rust 144 and prior in 145 this option was added to turn off what had always been the default. Whether LLVM uses LinkedIn optimization to produce better code. Okay, we have here LTO, CLTO. Nah. So the thing is, I mean, I disabled, like, why did it built like once or twice, and I thought, and the problem is like each test takes 8 minutes, right? It's not like just change some small thing. Actually, by the way, I probably actually still build with that disabled, I believe. Yeah, so currently, because this was also tested, I was wondering, does T2 set build options break that? Which is why I uncommented that. And what did, I mean, we could, like one last thing, the way I thought it built yesterday, on Monday, or Wednesday, I had here smartest and I changed the Rust mapping. And I wonder, okay, we unset that. What were the options? So smart should have been size S. But it built like twice. And then I couldn't reproduce it anymore. But I wouldn't even count on, wait, what is it? Not freaking build now. Oh, don't tell me. Did we have this in the log? We had this in the log. This was another thing I tried yesterday, but that is unrelated of that. I tried whether actually, yeah, we could let that, also the rest of the build finished. So much to testing overclock system stability. So this is only, and that is on my to-do. It is only because I for a change wanted to use Clang. So share, like, and subscribe for another day later this week. Further integrating, optimizing, and foolproofing, hardening our LVM Clang cross-compile integration for shared when with GCC systems. And so package, that would be, did I do this in Firefox or, yeah, or you know what, let's leave it here for test. And so I just overrode that. Does it? So yeah, setting the Rust options apparently does not rebuild everything. So that is not really helpful. So we basically can start another. Did we? Probably not. No, we didn't. And I don't have the highest hopes for this random build thing to just build. Let's see. One of the, would this be cargo tunnel or so? By the way, iname is case insensitive name. Okay, that was it. Is this set or not? Maybe not. Why is there not? Okay, is it not G-crust? I'm not sure what it builds here. what would be a... I would hope we wouldn't need to, I mean, could we Rust option CLTO? Basically looking for the, like, if some Rust expert is here, basically looking for the best way to disable audio long wave voice engine matches. There is some config make files cargo rust CLTO. It looks like that would control something. Mods LTO Rust cross only works because built with LTO is odd. Mods LTO. Okay, let's see if what exactly happens there. These flags are passed. Cargo Rust flags. Link to optimizations for release builds, but not when linking. G-cross G-test is not when doing cross-language LTO. Never enable. Find G-cross test. So here they do find string Rust library file. So here they do CLTO. So by the way, so they have any? Is this always this host subject? Export multiple variables globally. Avoid using double quotes. Cargo host flag. Rust standard. Permit users to pass flags to cargo from their mods config. EG core always? Yeah. If not, must debug Rust. Okay. So it looks, what my suspicion is correct, if that is the only or major. Okay, here's a -J from make flags. Okay, so that is not super ideal. Oh no, wait, actually, yeah, it's not super ideal, but it works. I just was wondering, maybe it, like if we do J forward, actually, that I believe that, or does it? Because we run recurrent mach build, not make. Yeah. Anyway, so flip fuzzer, dozen, cargo incremental. So I don't see here a LTO. Here's developer by default. The Rust compiler will perform a limited kind of thin LTO on each crate. For local builds, this additional optimization is not worth. Developer options. Okay, so as this is not... Okay, apparently with developer options you can turn that off. Target Rust LTO able force cargo library build at Rust. Disable VP true. So yeah, we could patch that for a test. What's LTO? I mean, we... by the way, do we probably find that in cargo, Rust-C, release, frozen, manifest, target, C dash 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 CLTO. I wonder, so if not defined, what's debug Rust? If not defined, so do we set any of those? Never enable when scancorf is enabled. If not defined, why would it be Rust cross? Here's some LTO PGO. Set config LTO Rust LTO. Nah. Something makes noises. So it's a pump. Maybe fan, not really from the pump direction. Yeah, so how do we, the question is also, I mean, questions over questions, right? Another question would also be, do we want to LTO when LTO Rust? Because we have a global option, right? And that, I would say, and that is also the thing, right? The more languages we have, the more we need to re-implement, right? I said it before, where does it stop? Previously, we only had C, which I'm not even a fan of. C, okay, already complex enough. Then Go, Rust. I mean, then also Fortran, Go, Java, Rust. Maybe Zig, Nim, maybe the next amazing storage project uses Zig and stuff, then we would need to include Zig in the base image. And but yeah, I would actually say if you disable LTO, you don't want LTO. Like you want to debug stuff, and that is the thing, right? Only now I realize, and that is also silly. I don't know what. LTO Rust LTO. Why is it Rust cross? Why is this name so strange? Because now I realize that mods LTO. Yeah, so this is enable LTO as you would have expected. Oh wait, here's it. Where is Rust LTO? Multiprocessing? What imports multiprocessing? Rust LTO? What? Pass manager? What the heck you had meant about? Tell LTO not to inline functions certain sizes. Mitigate growth, still getting good performance. New pass manager, return namespace, enable throw, cflex, Rust LTO. Value equals cross. Which freaking value even? Value equals 4? Ah, this is some... So yeah, when cross-compiling, then no LTO, multiprocessing, LTO value. If not value return was, if a value was given to enable LTO, it's always default to thin. Okay. So apparently there is a cross enable true cflex rust LTO value equals cross. That is suspicious, to be honest. LTO rust cross. So the name is a little bit strange. What is it to do with cross-compiling? Or do they mean LTO? Rust LTO. So this is the value of this option. Okay, full or thin. Okay, this is... here's cross is not supported with GCC. Does not support thin LTO. Use enable LTO to enable full LTO for GCC. Value equals cross rust LTO. But this is a little bit strange. Does that mean LTO is disabled because we built with GCC? And then it should be thin or none? Oh, this is confusing. How can LTO enablement be that confusing? But it sounds a little bit like never enable when scanconf. Wait a second. Cross-language LTO. So G cross G test and not when. Somehow I read this wrong. Alright, because usually I have if diff. My brain is probably hardwired to if diff something. That is probably why. But of course, now did someone correct that? Probably not. So enable link time optimization for release builds, but not when linking. So and not when doing cross-language LTO. LTO rust cross. What is the result? Oh, it built. It built. And I already thought I'm going insane when I thought on Monday night. So, but now I would like to know. So basically I've done next to nothing. And it freaking built. So the problem is, I mean, I could kind of ship it like that. But the question still remains, why does it build in some config, like Heisenberg, right? And I mean, not only it takes, hey, it's actually why is it not that slow? Did I not say 11? But hey, I'm also more overclocked today, right? Nothing more like some. The only substitute for performance is more performance. I believe that is relatively fast. Might be testament to the overclock. So I mean, no, but I think last night, no, also a minute ago. But why does it? Okay, so the difference should probably be that it optimized for size. But why did it not? I tried that a couple of times the last days and I couldn't reproduce it anymore. I already thought I'd go insane and crazy. That, like, was I daydreaming that it, or night dreaming that it actually freaking built TM? Yeah, super, super annoying, right? The worst bugs is like it only happens on some machines, on like, it only happens at the customer. It only happens with some optimizations, it's like due. But at least we established that probably my patched LVM should be better, so I can send this upstream. Let's see how fast they apply it, if ever. Let's move this Firefox log to backup or stuff and try that again. The only thing is that probably takes 11 minutes, 10 minutes. Hey, at least my overclock has proven so far quite stable. The question is also, can we reproduce it for ARM? So the question, I mean, I still have like at least 3 major other bugs to work on. So we potentially, like, we are 6 months delayed. We could theoretically wait for GCC to ship T2 then. The only problem is until then we always accumulate more upstream regressions, and then it's like GCC is released, but hey, other stuff broke. And also GCC 12 or whatever, 12.2 maybe or so, has proven to be rock solid or so until now. So probably it is better to ship like one last stable release with a proven compiler, and then we still have other stuff to work on. Yeah, but so the question is, so that 3 questions or so. The first question is that even stably reproducible? It helps me little, if not to say nothing, if it only builds 1 out of 8 times. The second question is, will it build and link for ARM64 and RISC-64 too? And the third question still remains, we probably should disable the LTO stuff if, I mean, it looks a little bit like it should disable LTO. Where do I have that here? But which one is it even? So but the problem is, so if not, also nested if devs, right? Also the most cursed thing since sliced bread. Because they embedded bitcode here anyway, right? So okay, it's already crusting, but it does see LTO. Also, we build this. I mean, we are supposed to build with GCC unless it's doing some other trickery. Why does it, if not defined, then it should be in here. If not, this negated if. Oh, is that confusing? Somehow my brain doesn't want to pass that now. Cross language. LTO Rust cross. LTO Rust LTO set config. Rust LTO should be here. Rust LTO. This is so confusing. What were they thinking? You had one job. But this value should not be this is so confusing. So should Rust LTO not only, I mean, why do they set it here to false and then never set it and then only? Do I need to understand this? I mean, unless this bloody file is not even freaking used. But right, this is also the wrong one. Yeah, long story short, also stuff takes time to just guru meditate over this. People always think like as this 5-liner like took 5 minutes. When in reality someone guru meditated 5 hours about this stuff. Browsing the matrix. Yeah, it remains. Probably you should use the other people where it builds what their optimization setting is, whether they optimize for size, speed. It's like, hey, builds for me. It's like, yeah, other people building a small Linux distribution, optimizing for size. Hey, builds for me, optimizing for size. I think, yeah. Yeah, it's unfulfilling. And that is the problem of over complex systems, right? Make it as simple as possible and not simpler, but somehow all the stuff like making injustice configure, right? Where should I start? Rust, LVM, I mean, GCC is like instead of one small C language thing and small C++ language thing, C++ standards, and then Rust is like, it's like Rust is amazing, but LVM and I don't know, this somehow is, I mean, you would think they source this somewhere, right? No. What? Do they not source it somewhere? Mods configure. What? When enable compile environment? Eh? What is enable compile environment? Did I say just a minute ago, make it as simple as possible? And what I really hate with this is, with all these quirks and features, it irritates me a little bit what scratching noises my workstation makes now. But I think it's fans up. Somehow the fans probably. No, should check if the fan is scratching or something. Did it build a second time? But it's how long are we building? 5. Nothing like building something twice just to see that it freaking... Oh, good, cool, agree. So yeah, make it as simple as possible. Enable compile environment. Disable compile environment. Disable compile library checks. What the heck? Include build mod toolchain configure when enable compile environment. What the heck? You had me at memory headers, warnings, flags, LTO, but maybe it's some of the default stuff I've seen. I was today a year old when I saw that nonsense. But yeah, with a million lines of code, it's also no wonder that with every passing with every passing year and live stream, I find more curiosities. Now I'm confused. Is that is it set somewhere? Build tests. Test checks configure. Build's pretty long, so the chances are... So I was not hallucinating when I remembered the build. I just don't understand why I didn't build the last day then with the size option. I mean, theoretically, we could hard force optimization to Rust to size for the time being to potentially hide the strange regressions. Also, I look at the wrong... So I'm a little bit confused as to whether enable unverified updates requires enable compile environment. Oh man. There is no really enable C types, depends. Is there any... Can't make this stuff up. No, it's not there. Why is this not a match? Disable builds broken since understanding that there are two parts: artifact mode, implement done in caching. Hey, it built a second time. Okay, that is good to know. The only question is ARM64. Pretty. The question is, did I clean that? Do I want to clean? Okay, that failed previously. Well, because that is a question of it. But so because that is now somewhat mixed thing, do I want to clean that? I mean, theoretically should have. You know what? Let's. In 2 hours, I know whether. What have I done? Or one dash. Or old-fashioned config option thing. Yeah, in 2 hours, I know whether ARM64 builds with nothing like testing GCC 13 snapshot thing on ARM64 as well. Anyway, we tested some stuff. We live streamed too long. At least I tested the LVM, or tested more and further researched LVM Twine code to send this upstream. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something often. And that is the thing, right? What my customers, many users, or in general projects and stuff don't understand. Oftentimes it's simply a lot of research, unfortunately reading others people's strange code, research, reading guru meditation, and that's also what the biggest problem is what I really don't appreciate the most these days anymore is that stuff was too big. When I was 18 and I've studied GCC 295, actually almost more like 16, 295.2 or so, it's like, wow, these sources are huge, right? But now we are like GCC 13, like that sources are even larger, plus also support libraries. And then of course LVM, Clang, Rust, C, it's like monumental sources, and it's like, yeah, debugging why some symbol section differences don't link anymore. Anyway, at least some progress, some findings, some testing. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. As always, would make me happy if you share, like, and subscribe. Have a good day or night, and see you next time for all the next fun stuff to come.